Alright, what is up? We're back again. It's UFC Vegas 78, Vicente Luque versus Rafael Dos Anjos. We're on a little skid here with the ladder bets, but we're going to get back on track. We're going to change it up a little this week, try something different. Let's get right into it. We're going to take a same game parlay on the main event, just 2 legs. Keeping it simple. Could be a little risky, but I mean, taking minus 600s, etc., for it to start round 2 and then it ended in 20 seconds is just not as fun as a little bit of risk. And I like this fight a lot. So, like I said, real simple. We're going to go to same game parlay section. We're going to take RDA to have the most takedowns in the fight, and then we're going to take them to have tied knockdowns. So, I don't think anyone gets knocked down in this. Maybe Vicente comes out looking good and putting his hands on RDA, but I don't think so. I think RDA is going to grapple himself to a decision here. Maybe he gets a late submission or something, but I think we see a decision. That's plus 110. I like that a lot. Like I said, on a little skid for the ladder bets. We missed the last 3, but let's get back on track. All right, now let's get into a couple other bets I like. There's some flyers, one lottery play, just some fun stuff. Because I think this card is real tricky. I think some of the odds are just too wide for these guys. Although I do think a lot of the favorites will win here. I don't think minus 300, minus 250, etc. makes sense for some of them. But anyway, let's get into a couple plays. Something I like here is AJ Dobson over 1.5. Now I just seen that Tafon missed weight, so I'm not sure how to feel about that. Maybe he comes in feeling better. I actually expected Tafon to be very drained trying to make this weight after he said that 185 is just a terrible weight cut. Then he got finished at 205 and now he's back. And then as we see, he didn't make weight. So I don't know if he didn't even try or if he really depleted himself and just couldn't make it. That I'm not sure. But AJ Dobson over 1.5 is plus 225. I'm probably going to take a small stab at that. Another thing I like here is going to be Khalil Roundtree over 1.5. I think he can get the knockout here. I kind of think he will get the knockout the way Dawkins has looked lately. But I see Dawkins coming in, trying to be patient, trying to make sure he doesn't get chinned early. And I think Khalil is just very good. He's good at kickboxing. If we get the Thailand Khalil here, we want to see him stomping legs out from the side. I want to see him body kicking people on the ground again. Let's get mean Khalil back, and that's plus 300. Again, a little risky, but I think it's worth taking a stab at. I might even take a same game parlay of just Khalil to win in the second round to start, or over 4.5 minutes to happen, or something like that. Still be plus money, but I like that. Another one here is definitely a bit risky, but it's Terrence McKinney versus Mike Breeden. I think this fight is going to start round 2, and that's plus 150. I already placed that bet a bit earlier. I think it might have been plus 165 or so when I placed it. Plus 150 now. I just think Terrence is going to finally try to take it a little bit slower. That could be, not a good way to think here. I think he's had 17 fights go under 1.5, and like 13 of them end in round 1. So for that bet, it's more of a fun thing. It's more of I just think I'm seeing the board a little differently here. Terrence wrestled a lot last fight. He only threw like 6 or 7 strikes, but he got 2 takedowns, a decent amount of control time, got the back. Only reason he didn't finish the guy in the first round is because Bonfim's really good, and then Bonfim came out and put it on Terrence in that second round. We all know if Terrence gets into the second round, we don't know what happens. His cardio fades, he starts to fall apart, it seems like. But I'm still a big fan of him. I want to see him get it done here. So I'm just going to take fight starts round 2 for plus 150 now. I think I got it at plus 160 or so on FanDuel when I put the bet in. I think T-Rex gets this done here, but again, hard one to trust. I am a fan, but if this goes long, we're not really sure what's going to happen. But I think it will go at least a few minutes. Next up here is going to be JP Bays versus Marcus McGee over 1.5. That's plus 105. I like the value there. I think there's going to be some grappling here from Bays. He's got some really good wrestling. You've seen him use it before, but we could definitely see McGee come out and just chin Bays fast and put him down fast. It's hard to tell what's going to happen here. I'm liking props more this week. I'm not really trying to get too invested in these fights. I'm going to sit back, watch, have fun, play a few fun plays as I'm giving you. But again, I like that. Might play McGee over 1.5 because I do think he gets it done. think he might get the finish here, but again, Baze has the wrestling to at least slow things down and stop it if he doesn't get chinned. But we'll see what happens. Again, similar play. Hakeem Dawodu over 1.5. I think he needs a finish here. I mean, Cub has not been to a decision in quite a few fights, I think. I mean, if there's anywhere that Hakeem can get a finish, I think it's this one. But Cub's really good. We're all a fan. We all want to see him get it done. Excuse me. So, I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens. I think it's Dawodu or Dawodu here. All right. But Hakeem Dawodu, I think he gets it done. Him over 1.5 is plus 100. That's just getting you some plus money. Take some of that chalk off. I think Cub's just not the same fighter anymore. But again, big fan. Would love to see him get it done. Maybe even knock out Hakeem. That would be crazy. But let's move on to a lottery play we got here. Again, just having fun. Not going too crazy here. Just little sprinkles, little stabs, you know. This is going to be Khalil Roundtree over half of a round. That's in the same game parlay section. And we're going to parlay that with Hakeem Dawodu. Again, I think he gets it done over Cub. And then we're also going to take RDA over 2.5 rounds in the same game parlay section. So RDA to win and over 2.5 rounds to go by. That's going to give you plus 130-ish or so. Lottery ticket. Let's try to get some money, have some fun. Sit back, relax, watch these fights. I think they might be a little better than we're expecting. Going to be a good night. See y'all next time.